And I'm actually bringing that up because as much as that's I don't know, but what I've said, is it what do you think about it? What I've said, what do you think about it? Do you think it's true? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts? You can put that in the chat box. Again, whatever, however we choose to look at it, at the end of the day, it's important to have a perspective to everything that I've said. It's important to have a perspective to everything in life generally, because your perspective will play a very big role in the outcome of your life, the way your life evolves, the results you get, the things you see, the things that happen to you, the way the things that happen to you affect you. And anyway, with that being said, I wanted us to talk about something about the subconscious, reprogramming your subconscious. There's a conscious mind and then there's a subconscious mind. We're not going to like delve into like the definition of conscious and subconscious, but one thing I would say is that your subconscious mind is what creates your reality, your experiences, the things that surround you, right? And so one of the secrets to making it in life is to learn how to control it. Learn how to control it. So at some point in your life, you were never in control of that. But at some point in your life, you can take charge. And that is where the word reprogramming comes in. That is when the need for reprogramming comes in. Prior, you wouldn't need to reprogram anything, really. You can just live your life as usual, like just you, the normal you. You don't need to reprogram anything prior to the time when the power has now been given to you, based on the fact that somebody's making decisions for you, somebody's making choices for you, somebody's deciding what you do and what you don't do. So really at that point in time, it's like follow this way, follow that way, follow this way, follow that way. But guess what? All those times of your life also has a way it impacts you, in the sense that those experiences growing up can have a way of affecting your reality on the long run, affecting the thoughts you choose, the choices you make, the decisions you make. So again, if those things were based on flawed narratives or flawed understanding, you might need to do a reprogramming for a better future, for a better approach to life. I don't know if we're getting me. I don't know if we're getting me, but I'm heading somewhere with this. So just hold on. So with reprogramming of your subconscious, the idea is for you to, stop fighting with yourself and focus on how you can actually do those things that would make you achieve success effortlessly. The goal is to achieve success effortlessly. Some of us are actually fighting ourselves to, like we're fighting ourselves in the sense that we are not allowing we're not pushing our efforts towards creating the life that we want. So some things in our head are telling us other things. I used to say these things sometimes when I'm doing close down in office, and I say some people are here, they really, really want this, but they are still fighting with the inner demons in their head that's telling them things. So you see, the thing is, when whatever you focus on, you will attract. So focus creates attraction. What are you focusing on? What is it that you're giving all your attention to, all your thoughts, all your time? What is that thing? It's important that we know what it is and we are consciously weighing it to see, is this what I want to really focus on? What I'm focusing on now, is it going to give me what I want? Is this what I'm focusing on? The outcome that it can give, is it what I want? Are we following? So like I said, what you focus on, you attract it, the more of it. And your mind will constantly be looking out for things to prove to you that that is what you really need. Okay. Now, there's what we call law of hypnotic reading. Law of hypnotic reading. Law of hypnotic reading is saying that, 95% of people are constantly focusing on the wrong things, and therefore they attract those wrong things. There's a book, Barcelona always talks about it. It's called, the book is called Outwitting the Devil. In fact, the other day I was talking to Mr. Ifeanyi, and he said, I was like, have you read the book? I'm like, no. He said, what have you been doing? And I was like, oh my God, okay. I think I need to really, really read this book. But it's something that talks a lot about this. And so I'm also saying it that, you might need to read the book as well. So there's a cycle of self-reprogramming. There's a cycle that can allow you to reprogram yourself. Now, let's start. I've already said something from the onset. And the thing I've said from the onset is that focus creates attraction. Your focus creates attraction. Your focus creates what you attract, right? So having said that, where is your focus? Where is your focus? What are you focusing on? So if I ask, what are you focusing on? It means, what are you attracting? If I ask, what are you attracting? It means, what are the things that you can see about your life right now? Those are things that you have attracted. If it is good, it means that you have focused on good things. If it is bad, it means that you have been focusing on bad things all this while. All right, now, move your focus from, with our business, obviously. You can move your focus from those who you couldn't sign up to those who have signed up, right? If you feel like, oh, people are not really joining my business, nobody has agreed to sign up, nobody has agreed to sign up, maybe that's a wrong place to focus on. What if you focus on those that have actually signed up? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I'm giving an example here, and I would, in a way to break that down. If you're focusing on, okay, people are not really signing up, and that is your focus, guess what? Your mind will start to give you reasons why people are not really signing up. And it can come up with all the negative possibilities. Oh, maybe you don't present well. Maybe your team is not good enough. Maybe the business is too hard. Maybe these are the thoughts that start to come to your head. As these thoughts start to come to your head, what's going to happen? Situations will start to happen. Things will start to happen to prove it. I'm going to draw out a cycle. I don't know how I'm going to do, but let me see. Maybe I can just tilt my screen and write tilt my screen and write on the table. Maybe you guys can see that when I do it, but I'll draw out what this cycle of this cycle actually looks like, and how we can hack this cycle, like to realign what you are getting out of life, realign your results in a way that is going to empower you, that is going to give you better outcomes. All right, so if you attract success, right, unconsciously, when you attract it unconsciously, like without any effort, you would actually suffer that success. And that is why people who stumble upon money, it only takes a little while and they've lost everything again. Right? So your success will be nothing but an accident. So the poor people have a mindset, right? And when the poor people are thinking, they're thinking, oh, how do I survive? How do I survive? Remember the training we did on what was that? Was it Friday? Yes, on Friday. How will I survive? They are just in survival mode, really. Or for a very long time, they've been in survival mode. They will continue to be in survival mode. They're not even thinking of thriving, like moving to the next level. What they're thinking about is survival, survival, survival. So the thing is, at the end of the day, if you remember Matt Morris training, that's what's that foundation model, our foundation model in Matt Morris training. When you remember foundation model, you remember how in the lineup of activities, we have activity is number 4, right? So activity is a product of your feelings. Feelings is a product of your thoughts. Thought is a problem of is a product of your programming, right? And so some people just come and see our business and they think that the result that you're looking for in the business is going to come from straight up your activity. But really, activity is just like number 4 in the lineup. Activity is like number 4 in the lineup. Before activity, there are other things. There are other things that you have to have covered before we get to activity. But most times, people think that the activity is the problem. The activity is not the problem. It might be the programming. It might be the thoughts. It might be the emotions or the feelings that the thoughts is evoking before we now even come to the action. So come and call your friends. That's an activity. But really, making a 3-way call or making your brand launch call is not a problem. The problem might actually be your programming about success. You're telling yourself that, so this is just what I will just do now, start making money. So your thoughts about the kind of results that you're hoping that the activity will give you is a problem. It could also be your emotions. What if I call them now and they don't answer me? What will now happen? What if I call them and they say no? Oh, will they agree to attend? That might actually be the problem, not the activity. And then the programming again can come in the sense that nobody in your life, nobody in your family, in your lineage has ever made millions of naira in a month. So you're asking yourself, small me will become a millionaire. How? Just is this it? Is this the activity? Is this what people want me to do? So if I make this call now, the millions will start coming. So all these thoughts actually sabotage our results, sabotage our effort, sabotage our success in the business. And it's a problem. It's a problem, really. So I was hoping that I could, use, maybe I can use my whiteboard. Let me try. I could use the whiteboard to draw out something. Let me see, where is that? So let me see if I can share my whiteboard. Please let me know once you can see it. Let me know once you can see the whiteboard. Let me show us something. Okay, so I'm sure you guys can see the whiteboard now. Yeah. Yeah, for me, I think my other phone is connected, so I can see my other phone. Okay, so sorry, I didn't know that. Let me get to this again. So we have this box. Hey, God, this is my drawing chart. Then there's this box. And then there's a third box. This thing is occupying the whole space on my screen. I'm using my phone to see what I'm doing. Let me use the square option. I think yes, let me use this. Good. 1, 2, 3. Now, watch out for these boxes. Now, the first box, in the meantime, there's something interesting going on. Now, the first box here is, of course, we're starting from thoughts here, right? I know that we said programming leads to thoughts, thoughts leads to feeling, feeling leads to actions. Now, let's break down these thoughts. Because remember that what we're looking at today is reprogramming your subconscious. So right here is thoughts. This whiteboard of a thing. I wanted to actually try use something, another method of doing this, but I just hope I don't flop. So the first thing here is thoughts. Then from your thoughts to your emotions. Of course, emotions and feelings are the same thing. Emotions and feelings are the same. How did you land here? God, this is going to take a long time for me to point out what I'm trying to point out. Okay, but I don't know if you guys are writing. If you're writing, I might not be able to write out everything I want to write. Some of them, I'll just explain it verbally. I'm sure you will understand. So he writes here from thoughts is emotions, obviously. And then we say that your emotions leads to your actions. But in between all of that, there is belief. In between all of that, there's also belief. And then we're trying to point out how we circle back and forth through all of these factors. So when we talk about emotions, fear is an emotion, anger is an emotion, sadness is an emotion, joy, excitement, all of that is an emotion. And then your emotions tend to look for, a way to get confirmation that yes, this is why you are feeling this way, And when this confirmation comes, it can lead to what we call conviction. Like you are convinced that I talk am say this thing no be mine. Yeah, I talk am say this thing no dey work the way then they talk am, And I mean, many of us, God, what am I doing? What is that? Why is this thing not? Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is conviction. I'm sure you guys can. Maybe later I will write it out. And then from confirmation to conviction. Actually, this conviction is supposed to be down here. Let me undo this. So we have confirmation. I'll just use confirmation. Like I won't write confirmation in full. I'll just CONF and then CONV to differentiate the two. So this is confirmation. Confirm, when you confirm something, this is confirmation. And this is conviction. CONV. And then up here is what we call RA. Now this is the science of all of this, RAS. So RAS is what we call reticular activating system. It is something that we have been born with. It's in the body, it's in the system. It's in the adrenal gland, actually. The thing that makes you flight or fright, like when you see a building on fire, The thing that makes your brain come up with what to do immediately is your RAS. It's called the RAS system. The thing that makes your brain just quickly see, you are crossing the road and then you see a car coming on with high speed. And the next thing you are doing is you increase your speed of walking, like just to make sure that before the car gets to where you are not on the road again. It's the same thing that it's like instinct, but it's not instinct. But all of that are intertwined together. That's your RAS. So how do we travel through all these stages? How does one travel through all these stages from the point of your thought to the point of your emotion? Now, for your thoughts can just be it can be an opinion, what somebody said. It can be something, maybe you read a book and then the conclusion you made from that book, right? So the thing is, most times the thoughts come from outside, like things from the outside form the thoughts. It could even be TV, what you watched on TV, what you listen to in the news. You know, you can actually choose your thoughts. It could be thoughts that are coming into your mind. It can also be thoughts that are going out of your mind. Look at that one. All these Ambassador Nefo, what are they even feeling like? And Jordan, what are they feeling like? These are thoughts that are going out of your mind. These are not thoughts that are coming into your mind. They are going out of your mind. These are thoughts that are going out of, based on, you know, where you are at. This La Buena Vida people self, the way they carry this thing on their head, you know, these are all thoughts. They can be coming in, they can be going out, but the power to choose these thoughts is in your hands. The power to choose these thoughts is in your hands. Of course, your outgoing thoughts, but for the incoming thoughts, you can't choose. The thoughts that are coming, you can't choose, but you can choose what you listen to. You can choose where you spend time, who you spend time with. Are we following? I hope it's not too complex, but that's why I'm not fast with this. I'm just slowly talking, right? So you can choose your incoming thoughts, the thoughts that come. You can choose your outgoing thoughts rather, but you can't choose the thoughts that are coming into your mind, right? However, you can choose the things that you pay attention to, because when you read a book, whatever that book ministers to you, you can't choose, but you chose to read that book. When you listen to a particular message, whatever that message said to you, you can't choose. Like whoever packaged it has packaged it. You cannot remove some things from what they are saying, because they are saying everything to you. I don't know if we get it. Now, as we go into this, your emotions can now trigger some emotions in you. And like I was saying earlier, the emotions can be fear, it can be excitement, it can be anger, it can be pain, it can be loss, it can be fear. I've said fear already. It can be anything, you know, that is determined by what your thoughts bring about. At the same time, your emotions can actually trigger your thoughts. So they go hand in hand. These two have an impact on each other. These two have an impact on each other. See why cell meetings are important. When we call for cell meetings, they don't show up, because something like this is the kind of training that on a very good day, you will go somewhere and pay 10,000 naira to get it. We're giving it here on a platter. And it sickens me when people don't value these opportunities to come and learn. Okay, so here is your emotions. Your emotions can actually affect your thoughts. At the same time, your thoughts can affect your emotions, right? And I already said that thoughts can be incoming thoughts. Thoughts can be coming in. Thoughts that are coming in, or the ones that are going out. Now, you can choose the thoughts that are going out, but you can't choose the ones that are coming in. So you see that even the Bible said that we live a life of choice. I present to you this day, good and bad. You choose, right? So of course, all of those things revolve around your thoughts and what you decide to choose. And you know, your emotions, they charge your thoughts. I've said it before that when you see emotions, the E in this emotion is like energy. You know, in science, energy is more than just like strength, like you have strength. Energy is a power. It's like a charge. Energy is like a, oh God. Energy is a charge. It's an atmosphere it's a charged atmosphere. Let me just put it that way. Energy comes from a charged atmosphere. It's a charged atmosphere. So you see, your emotions can actually charge your thoughts, and then they become a belief. So if fear is the emotion that you are feeling, it can charge your thoughts of poor people are, rich people are always stingy. So your thoughts can be, you can read a book or you can watch a TV, you can watch something, Nigerian movie. I saw a rich man, how he treated a girl badly and all of that. And then, how the girl family their life turned out so bad. And then, for karma kind of caught up with the poor man, the rich man, such that all the money that he had, eventually he lost it. See, now this has created like, God, I hope I don't want to become so rich that I don't pay attention to people and God decides to punish me. That brings the emotion of fear. Now, that emotion of fear can charge your belief, can charge your thoughts. And when you charge your thoughts, it becomes a belief. Now, you believe that being so wealthy can be detrimental, or being so wealthy can affect your relationship with God. Being so wealthy can affect your relationship with people. Can you imagine? I am handling cell meeting and somebody that's supposed to be in the cell meeting is chatting me. What kind of life is this? It is well. So are we following what I've been saying? So of course, right here is an arrow. This energy charging your thoughts, and these thoughts becomes a belief, right? And between the point of emotions to belief, you can still change things about these emotions. You can still change your thoughts, because if you can change anything here, that emotion, if it becomes positive, can turn your thoughts into positive as well, right? Now, these are like 3 different stages. So the thought part is the first stage. The belief part is the second stage. Now, this belief, whatever you believe, if being rich is a challenge. How do you be rich and still be happy? Or how do you be rich and walk rightly with God? Or how do you be rich and be able to carry all your family members along because it's like when you are rich, all your family members will remember you with all your problems. Now, these are things that were triggered by thoughts and emotions and have now become a belief. And see, your brain will now, your RAS, your reticular activating system, it will now start thinking up of, you don't know, but it's happening. Because it's a part of your body, it works with your brain. You don't know, but it's happening. So now your RAS start looking out for proof of what you just said or what you believe. Start looking for the proof of it. Your RAS start looking for the proof of it. And the way your reticular activating system is programmed, it is programmed to handle bad things. That's how it is programmed. If the thing is good, no problem. But RAS is programmed to handle bad situations. So once it senses anything bad, it gets into work immediately. You can't say, oh, don't create proof. Oh, I'm just joking. No, it goes right into action. It goes right into action. So your reticular activation system is constantly looking for proof. It is programmed to handle the bad. This is the same thing that the body uses in a situation whereby somebody is involved in an accident and the person starts to bleed. Immediately, your body starts to produce more blood immediately. And which is why sometimes in situations like this, when the doctor does not have a sound knowledge of what they are doing, and they maybe decide to go for blood transfusion, that's like getting the person into a high blood pressure state, right? The same way something happens, maybe you get a cut, and before you know what's happening, there's a clot around there, like the bleeding stops and you see that the blood has dried up. It's the same system responsible for it. Basically, it is there to handle bad situations. Sometimes you feel like you're not feeling well, and then suddenly you're feeling well. It's still your RAS being in charge. It's just created to handle bad situations. It's just all about the kind of thoughts that is going on in your head at the time. So your RAS can start to look for proof for why what you are thinking exists, why it is true, why it works. This thing is bad, though. Yes, look at why it is bad. Having money is bad. Oh, yes, look at why it is bad. Being a leader in this team is bad. Oh, yes, see why it is bad. Because you're going to be doing a lot of work. You spend a lot of money. You do a lot of things. You know, your RAS will show you all those things to bring up proof for why that is. And guess what? When that happens, it gives you a confirmation. When your RAS begins to show you proof, it gives you a confirmation. That confirmation, you don't need it actually. You really don't need it, but you have taken yourself all the way down this path. You see why it is important to nib it at the point of thoughts. Nib it in the board, because once it gets to this point, it's a domino effect. Once you tap it, it's just going down, like falling like a pack of cards. So you can nip it in the board at this stage. At this stage, you can change a lot of things. I think somebody's in the waiting room. So at the point where it's just thoughts, before it becomes emotions, you can change it. And that is why there is room for you to go back and forth from thoughts to emotion, from emotion back to thoughts, from thoughts to emotion, from emotion back to thoughts. But see that at this age, at this point, there is no going back. Once you move from emotion to belief, there's no going back from belief to emotion. It's not possible. There's no going back from RAS to belief. It's not possible. So you can change things here. You can name it in the board here, where by controlling, looking out for the things that you can control, and which is your outgoing thoughts. You may not be able to control your incoming thoughts, but you can control your outgoing thoughts. Now, the same applies when you now move from this point of confirmation. I know that I didn't write this out because those of you who have been following from the beginning will understand that this is confirmation. ONF. Sorry, whose mic is making noise? Can we mute, please? Can we mute, please, so that I don't? My goodness. All right, thank you. Yes. So at the point of confirmation, you can't go back. You can't go back. You can't trace your way back anymore. This is the only place you can trace your way back. And then confirmation leads to conviction. Conviction is actually the third step. So this is step 1. This is step 1. Oh boy, may God help me with this, my stuff. This is step 1. This is step 2. And this is step 3. In between all these steps, a lot of things happen. A lot of things happen. A lot of things happen with your emotions, with your mind, with your belief, what you listen to, what you pay attention to, what the work you send your, when you get to the point of belief, remember that at that point, you can't stop it. You have sent your RAS on, you have given it work and it will deliver. You have given your mind, your RAS, some people say maybe it's your mind, some people say it's a part of your brain, right? But you have given it work and it will deliver. It will give you proofs to confirm your thoughts. And the confirmation now gives you a conviction that all this while, what you have been thinking was true after all. That's why the Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it proceeds the issues of life. That is why the same Bible says, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honorable, whatsoever things, he wrote out plenty, and he says, if there be any virtue, if there's anything good out of this thing, think on these things. So the Bible it does not even encourage you to think bad thoughts. So we should now know how to captivate some of these negative thoughts when they come and trash it, convert it into something positive so that you can send it for, when you send good things, when you get to this point and you're thinking good thoughts, what will your RAS do for you? Your RAS will not have any reason to give you negative confirmations and negative convictions. You just get right into action. Your RAS will not need to do anything, because remember I said that your RAS is programmed to work in bad situations. So now, when you get to the point of conviction, you convince yourself with the proofs that you find that, yes, this is what is happening. And this becomes a cycle. So to consciously change this cycle, now it is difficult for you to change it. You can't consciously change this cycle. That's why I said It is at this point that you can nip the bud, but once you have passed this place, you can't really go back. So for you to consciously change this cycle, you might have to override the RAS system. You might have to override the RAS system so that the RAS system can look for proof of what you say about yourself that is true. And that is where affirmations come in. That is where visualization comes in. That is where creating mental images about the things you want to see for your life comes in. Are we following? So visualizing can actually change things. Visualizing can actually now replace some of these things with a positive belief. You can visualize things to the point where you now can create a positive belief. Now, how do we visualize these things? How do we practicalize? You know that on a normal day, whenever you say, have you ever seen a situation whereby you are with people and you're like, oh, Mokai, I no sleep well last night too. The kind mosquito way bite me, say, if you see the type way there for our house, hey, in fact, I was telling myself that if I don't have malaria this night, I will never have malaria again. Like, people are now competing with how bad their problems are compared to each other. Have you ever experienced that? If you have ever experienced that, just let me know in the chat box. Have you ever experienced such a situation? So you see that these things are not just bluffing. These things are actually real. This is actually real life. So the way our life is programmed, the way we are naturally, we have all been programmed to express dissatisfaction. Talking about good things kind of feel odd. But when it's time to talk about bad things, you want to even show others that your own is even worse than their own. So again, not everybody will resonate with the things that you think or the things that you say. So don't feel the need to speak like what others are speaking. Don't feel the need to concur with what others are saying. Don't feel the need to agree with what others are agreeing. Don't feel the need to express the same emotions that others are expressing. Like your case can be different and it is okay. Can you guys still hear me? And it is okay, really. So ignore what you don't want to see and focus on what you want to actually see. You can ignore what you don't want to see and just choose to focus on what you want to see. Now, be careful what you accept, because incoming thoughts are just ideas, they're just opinions that you don't have to accept. So you go into the news and you're hearing that, oh, the world is turning upside down and this. You say, oh, fine and good, but that's not my reality. You read in the media that this is that, by 2022, 2024, is it 2024 or 2023? The next election, Nigeria will turn upside down. That's not my business. This is you choosing your thoughts. Somebody, one of my spiritual fathers, somebody that I listen to a lot, I've learned a lot from him, is David Oyedepo of Winners Chapel. And there's a prayer he always said that when there's a casting down, you should be saying that there's a lifting up. You know, when people are saying that things are going bad, things that it not concern me. That is because I have chosen not to accept those kind of incoming thoughts. So be careful what you accept, because you don't want to have it. You don't have to accept it. Now, watch how you attach emotions to what people project on you. People can say things about you, but watch your emotions about it. When people say things about you, do you internalize it and start saying, hey, it's true, oh my God, my life has finished? Or do you say, these ones, they don't even know what's up? These people are talking, they are talking out of their mind. Are we following? You can choose the emotions you choose to react to what people have to say or what people project on you. You can choose how you can emote to it, how you react. You can choose your reaction to those things. So you can change incoming thoughts to outgoing thoughts by controlling them. So those incoming thoughts, the news, the things that people are saying, I said you cannot change it, like you can't choose, right? But if it is coming in, you can reprogram it, right, by the outgoing thoughts. Oh, the economy is bad, but my case is different. Oh, this business is hard, but others are succeeding, so therefore I can. They don't have 10 heads. Oh, can I ever qualify for Dubai trip? Some people have joined the business and in 2 months they qualified. If they did it, I can do it. That is you reprogramming the incoming thoughts with positive outgoing thoughts to create the kind of emotion that you need for the positive belief, the positive action, the positive results. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. I know this might be a bit deep or a bit, but I'm breaking it down in simple terms really as possible. So I know that many of us are catching the message. So by the time you are capturing incoming thoughts and, converting them into outgoing thoughts that you can handle, that is you being in control of the situation. That is you now being in control of the situation. And that is where you have the power. That is where you have the power. You can actually control these things. You can actually control these things. I know many times we say, I don't know, but I'm sure that we understood this drawing. I'm very sure we understood this drawing. Sorry for my, but I'm sure that the message has been passed. I'm sure that you understand the message. Somebody's in the waiting room. Who's that? Wow, latecomers. I'm sure that you understand what the breakdown that this thing was trying to project. I'm sure we understand it. So you can actually be in control. You can actually be in control. If you remember, even in the Bible, the fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, somewhere in there is self-control. So even God has given us this ability, right? So we really have everything that we need to succeed in life. Yes, the world is turning upside down on itself. Things are happening in a very funny, strange way, and all of that, and all of that, and all of that. We have all these things going on, right? But trust me, we have everything that we need to succeed as well. So when you take control of the situation first by channeling your incoming thoughts, converting them into outgoing thoughts that can trigger the right emotion. And so maybe, for example, this is the month of April, and you want to do 20 and 30 days in this month, and say, 20, 30 days. I heard a lot of people that did not really get it right, or whatever. And then you tell yourself that, well, some people got it right, and that's even what I need to project my business to the next level, right? So you've converted that incoming thought into an outgoing thought. So that creates an emotion of excitement, because now you're thinking about, wow, imagine imagine who I will become, imagine what my business will become when I'm able to do 20 in 30 days. So if you think about 20 new connectors in your team in 30 days, you are super excited for these 20 new people, right? And what these 20 new people, if just half of them can repeat the same process. So that can now convert into the belief that, true. And then you not just are you doing this thing, you're not seeing yourself even drawing it out like, see 20 new partners. Wow, my business is going to kick off for good. So therefore, I don't have to deal with the difficult things I had to deal with last month and all of that. Guess what? There is a negative thought. There's a bad thought there, but that bad thought is the kind of bad thought that is empowering you, because look at it this way. Your previous month was bad, but you're trying to do something different this month to create results, right? So your RAS will jump into action quickly to show you that true, you don't want to go back to what last month was. It will also show you that other people have been able to deliver on that thing that you could not deliver on last month. So you see how you can use fear for good. You see how you can use fear by taking control, by hacking your thoughts for good. So you know that you don't want to go back to where you used to be. Another example can even be somebody who they told them that, mathematics is difficult. Once you enter like geometry, it's going to get harder. Are you kidding me? Wow. And I've seen, people have said maths is bad, maths is hard. And some of this person says, no, even if maths is hard, some people are doing it right. I'm going to get it right. And so they imagine themselves passing maths and doing double of their effort the previous term. And they get excited for that. And then they begin to believe through study and everything that, I can pursue this thing, I can get this result, I can do this. They start to believe that they too can get good grades in maths. So when they start to believe that they too can get good grades in maths, they start to believe that being a failure in maths is not even a good thing. So imagine, you're telling yourself that, so this is the kind of life I will be living if I don't do well in maths. God forbid, that's not my portion. Your RAS will show you that it is actually a bad thing to not do well in your maths. It will start to show you ways to get better. It will start to show you the kind of life that you don't want to experience for not passing maths. Maybe you wanted to study medicine, and then you realize that So if I don't do this thing right, I will not study medicine. Hey, like this medicine, I must study it too. So you see that's fear, but in a good way. And then you could get convinced that I have maths under control and I can study anything I want to study in this life and I can do any course I want to do and I will succeed. So that at that point, what people have said, other people's failures does not really matter because you have chosen to control the narrative and now be in charge to create the kind of results that you want to create. At this point, I will just, stop sharing my screen, but I hope that the message has been sent. I hope that we have also been able to understand everything that I've been trying to point out so far from the beginning of this training, right? And I hope that you've also seen that really you're the one holding yourself back. Everything that you need to succeed has been given to you. So is it possible, which is as we wrap up this meeting today, is it possible that there's something that you can do to actually take control? Is it possible there's something that you can say to take control? Is it possible that there's something that you can rework to actually take control? Is it possible? Yes. So maybe you can take some time out today, maybe after this meeting. There are some thoughts that you've had about yourself that is holding you back. Maybe you can write out those thoughts in the affirmative. Sit down closely by yourself. Sit down closely by yourself and write things out. Like write things out. Close your eyes. Envision the kind of life that you want to see yourself living. Envision that life and begin to write things out in alignment with that, right? Maybe you're the type of person that your fear has always been, I know what I need to do, but I don't have time. Will I ever be able to make out the time to really push myself or push my business or push my team? Will I ever, even if I do well in my business, if I do well and I become emerging, if I get to the point of emerging leader, can I handle the responsibility of emerging leader? See what the Madam IG are going through, see what the Ambassador B, look at what Nefu is dealing with too. Hey, all this work. Some of you, those are the thoughts that are holding you back. But you want the kind of money that they are making. So you see that there's a mismatch somewhere. There's a mismatch. Look at how Ronke is working tirelessly. Ronke this, Ronke that. It's not easy to be Ronke. But you want the kind of money Ronke is making. Is it going to work? There's a mismatch in your desires. There's a mismatch. All right. So write out those thoughts. And I mean, you can start to put them in the chat box, right? You can start to put them in the chat box as I'm talking now. So you don't need to wait till the end of the meeting. You can start to put them in the chat box. It could be that I am consistent. I have the qualities of a good leader. These are the things you should be saying to yourself every day, because sometimes maybe just keeping quiet is what is sabotaging your results. Maybe just doing it in a stealth mode. You want to just do your business in stealth mode. You're not actively professing the things you believe. Maybe that's what is sabotaging your results. All right? So think about those things. Write them down. This is an exercise I actually did last night because, of course, it's a new month, it's a new quarter and all of that. And I'm also just trying to be also because I know that the month that we've stepped into April, and personally, I've had some concerns about the month of April because of the responsibilities ahead of me, the things that I have to take care of this month. And I'm just like, okay, I've never had an April like this before. It's the first time. And I just don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to sabotage myself. I don't want to, not have the best of months, right? So I know that this is the situation. I'm actually trying to be deliberate about it. And I wrote certain things down. Some of the things I wrote is, I said something. I said, I am bigger than my fears and my excuses. Yeah, I wrote that down. I wrote that down in my diary. I am bigger than my fears and my excuses. I said that I am the centerpiece of excellence. I will not because I have one or two other challenges does not mean that whatever I do, I should not do it excellently. I want a situation whereby when I step into a situation, it comes out perfect. It comes out almost, if not perfect, almost perfect. It comes out great. Let some level of excellence be attributed to me. Can you say that for yourself? Is that something you can say for yourself? I am consistent in my beliefs about myself. Yes, because sometimes you can say you're the big deal, you're this, you're that, but a lot of thoughts can come, a lot of things can happen and play with your mind. But you start to think differently about yourself. So you have to be consistent about your belief about yourself. I wrote that down. And this is because I want to always come back to it. Whenever it starts to get so, starts to get heavy. I want to come back to these things. I am consistent about my belief about myself. I love to see success and I create success at will. I love to see success and I create success at will. What are you saying about yourself? What are you writing about yourself? Share some of them in the chat box. Share some of those thoughts, share some of those ideas. Feel free to be vulnerable. It might look like, what am I doing? Oh my God, what's this? Yes, you have to do it. You really have to. Because if you don't, you're going to go back to that same cycle that you have been going through. That has been a challenge for a while now. All right. I also wrote that I easily get through trying times with God. I wrote that down. I easily get through trying times with God. I easily get through trying times with God. I wrote that I bring out the best in ideas and in people. I bring out the best in ideas and in people. I also wrote down that I am favored of men and of God. Yes, because woe betide you if you're going through life and you don't experience favor. So I want to also be able to experience that. In spite of the hard work, the effort, the consistency, I want to still be able to experience favor from God and from men. Because after all, who am I? I'm just a human being. I'm not perfect. I'm not a know-it-all. So I don't mind those favors here and there from time to time. I'm sure you don't mind too. I wrote that I worry less and I pray and worship more. Because I want to constantly remind myself that even if you have challenges, even if you have to worry about something, your worry cannot help you. So what can you do to hack that worry, to convert the situation? It's through prayer, through worship. So there are so many other things that you can write. There's so many other things. There's so many other things. You might have other things that you might even want to say that I have not said here. But at the end of the day, it is necessary that we take these steps and take them deliberately, such that the results we want out of life, we can deliberately work it out. And when we follow through this path, you will realize that even if you have to work hard at your results, even if you have to work hard at success, hard work has never killed anybody. Hard work, it has never killed anybody, but it will always come. It will always be there. If you work it out, you will get the results undeniably. But if you keep skipping the work, the results, the outcome will keep skipping you to those that are put in the work. So the earlier you start, the better. Work does not kill. Does not kill. And sometimes the work that you might have to do might not necessarily be physical work. It might be an internal work, a personal work on yourself, on your mind, on your thoughts, on your emotions, on the things that you say and believe, on the way you choose to treat life and the opportunities life presents to you. Some of us, how you treat your business today will determine how you will treat any other opportunity you get to handle in the future. There's no two ways about it. It will not be different. So when people see you, what do you want them to say about you? What will be consistent about you? She's a very dedicated person. Anything she does, she sets her mind to it. She does not love failure. She detests failure. Let people say that about you. These are the things that create the realities that you experience. These are the things that will form your thoughts, the basis of your life and your existence, and the results that you will experience in the long run. And I pray that God will help us. I pray that God will help us at the end of the day. No matter the situation, no matter the circumstances, that will not be found wanting, that will experience greatness in all its forms. We experience where others experience success, you'll experience success too. Where others are breaking through, you will break through too. Where others are experiencing the spotlight, you will experience the spotlight too. Even if you don't want to be in the spotlight, like, hey, maybe you're not the type of person that, I don't want people to know me, I don't want people, you be responsible for the spotlight of other people. Yes. And that will still bring the spotlight to you, but in another way. All right. So I hope that we've gotten so much value from this meeting. I can see very true laws. That is jealousy. Okay, I think that was when I was talking about money, right? Yeah. What am I talking about? These Jordan people safe. Yes. Message. Okay, yes, message. Yes, so I have many times that I've experienced that. Okay, a lot of sense. Yes, you know, when you talk about many times I've experienced that, you know, sometimes even in these days of social media, sometimes you will discuss something with somebody. You just have a conversation with somebody, and then you come on Facebook or on Instagram and you start seeing posts about it. Let's say, for example, you're talking about you discuss with somebody how getting a master's in so is a good idea, blah 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 blah, and then you enter Facebook or Instagram, and next thing you are seeing, get our MBA program scholarship to get this, and you're like, did they hear my conversation? Or you're looking for where to get a nice white outfit. You're discussing with somebody, you make some phone calls, you have nice white corporate wear, and then you go on Instagram or on Facebook, and before you know, you're seeing a page that is showing you nice corporate wears, and you're wondering, did they hear my conversation? That is the same way it works outside social media. You know, life is deeper than we actually see it. So I want to be able to, my plan was to bring this training to us to be able to expose us to the deep things of life. Okay, a lot of sense. Yes, I'm sure that you got value. Plenty sense, man. Awesome. Mommy says, true talk, work does. That is what I was telling my. Okay, work does not kill. Yes, work does not kill. Work does not kill. If you leave it today, it will be there waiting for you tomorrow. If it used to kill now, even if whenever you come to it, if you do it, you will not die now, right? But it doesn't even kill. Doesn't even kill. Okay. So I hope that we've been able to get so much value from this. And maybe I can unmute us. If you want to say something, you feel free to unmute to share your own part of the experience from this meeting. I can also stop recording.